our next article comes to us from Spectrum and from their news division. And it's about the fact that people are now studying when somebody has a special interest. And I found this really interesting, Nancy, because there's a lot of people who talk about perseverations.
Right.
And your kid is perseverating and is compulsive about something. And I always feel like that's like looking at the glass half empty.
It definitely is. This article that you pulled, Shannon, in Spectrum News is absolutely fascinating. It's quite a long article. We encourage everybody to go to it. It presents lots of research studies. I mean, they're so numerous in the article that look at all sides of this issue of special interest and or perception, as you say, Shannon. And I love it that you think of it as a positive, because I look at some of my son's perceptions and view a lot of them as a positive. His interest in art and in stemming water led to him doing a lot of art. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But they mentioned Temple in this article about her special interest in animal livestock, and automobile restorer John Elder Robeson, famous for turning their special interest into careers, which we, applaud wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and it's sort of like all of our articles today kind of have a theme running through them for me about if you are someone who has a special interest and that is fed, that what this article showed us is that those people, when they were doing their special interest thing and had turned it into a living, were dealing better with their stress, that they had less anxiety, that they reported, when I'm doing the thing that I love, I feel good about myself and I feel good in my skin, which is what we all want, right?
Absolutely.
And as a parent, I found that really, really interesting. So instead of being afraid of your child's perseveration, to put quarters into that bank. It doesn't mean that you ignore everything else, but if you have a child who's interested in trains, instead of saying to yourself, well, how, I'd like to get him interested in making his bed. And Stephen Shore talked about this the other day on the show, that, like, let's find a way that we can make them, the interest that they have in trains have to do with their bed, so that they'll want to be making their bed because they've got their train sheets on it or whatever.
Exactly.
That, like, instead of saying, let's take that thing away, let's feed that more.
Right. So, and you can also look at special interests differently by transferring them to functional skills, which we had Logan Shepard on the show, and he used to do his hand movement, which when he had drumsticks put in his hand, now he's a brilliant rock and roll drummer. So that shows you how you can take, sometimes you have to look at them through a different lens, and therapists can often find ways of turning those special activities and interests into functional behaviors.
Yeah, and I think it really comes down to, like, what is the lens we're looking at this through? And I loved it in this article in Spectrum. I want to encourage people to go and read it. It's about how we look at these special interests, and they're starting to do more studies on them and see that we do need to encourage it. It's not the thing to be afraid of. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.